we've been validating in the browser. I think we've been validating in the browser, but definitely validating. If you are not already aware, you can also have a validator right here within VS Code. So in this extensions icon, where you have the little broken square broken things, I'm going to click on extensions, and you should type in W3. And when you type in W3, you're going to see a list that looks like this. And there's several validators here. The one I use and the one I recommend, just because I know it works really well, is this one with the blue check mark. So once you find it, you're going to click on it, and you're going to see, or you'll see an install. Either way, you want to install this W3C web validator. And what that will afford you, what you will get from that, is here in my page, for example, down here at the bottom of the screen, I have an in-editor validator, and it is the W3C validator, so it's the same validator engine that I have you guys going to in the browser. So if I click on this, it gives me some errors, and it lets me know I have 2 errors on this page. And if you look on the right-hand side of the editor here, and I know it might be hard to see, but I have some red rectangles, which also indicate the location on my file of where I would have any errors. You can also see in the page, well, first of all, my index is red now, indicating there's definitely a problem. And you can see these underscores, these red underscore squiggly lines indicating a problem. So I can put my cursor over those squiggly underlines, and it lets me know what the problem is. Unclosed element div. So, well, that tells me right off the bat that I'm missing a div closing tag. But if it doesn't tell me right off the bat, I can click on View Problem, and it'll give me some little bit more indication, or tries to let me know what's going on. So unclosed element div. So that means I need to put a closing div on here. I'm going to clear all, either from here, or you also have that option down here. And that should have cleared out both of them. So I'm going to clear this out once I fixed my error. Everything looks not red anymore, but just to double check, I'm going to hit that W3C validation again, and my HTML file is valid. Yay! So this is a great shortcut to make sure things are validated. You can also do this in your style sheet. It doesn't have to just be the index. It also does the CSS. Exactly the same engine that I sent you to in the browser, which means that I can click on this file, and it lets me know that I have some CSS errors. So same scenario, red rectangle, squiggly underline, and a conversation as to what's wrong. Border, comma is an incorrect operator. So again, I can click on View Problem, but also notice you have MDM reference. Now MDN is the official documentation for all things web development, your HTML and your CSS, and actually JavaScript too, but that's another class. So if you click on this, W3 Schools is a very user-friendly tutorial that talks about all of these syntax, but if you click on the MDN reference, this is the definitive guide to all things HTML and CSS. And if I clicked on that, because I really didn't understand what was going on, I have some examples here. And if I compare the examples to what I've done and the conversation of something about a comma, well, let me just look. It said, comma is an incorrect operator. I noticed that there's no commas here. So that gives me I put some commas here that don't belong. So I can come back in here, erase the commas so I can replicate what I saw in that example. Clear all, W3C validator, and now all files are valid. So this is a much easier, much simpler, but just as effective and easier way to get at your validation, CSS and HTML.